Hello and welcome all back to Election Time News, your one-stop for political estimations, poll reviews, nonpartisan predictions, interviews, and compilations on other political forecasters. Today is Friday, October 25th, 2024, and this time using my own odds instead of Polymarket, as it's getting more and more unreliable by the day, as there's been more and more Republican bettors on there, as I'd say the odds of the actual election are probably sitting closer to 52.5 for Trump, 47.5 for Harris. If you like content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I have a goal of 500 subscribers by election night, so do me a favor and click on that bright red button below. I make tons of other types of content, more than just stuff like this. I make actual predictions, obviously like this sheet. So make sure to check that out as well. Let's make sure to join the Discord. There's tons of election-based stuff that you'll be sure to enjoy, so the link is in the description and on my YouTube homepage. So now on to the video. Here is, of course, my Google Sheet on which I have all of my predictions, and I'm going to be going off of these percentages, which is roughly the percentage that each candidate has of winning the state. Now here's how it works. I have a random number generator here via random.org, and I generate a number from 1 to 1,000, and that directly correlates to each of these numbers directly correlates to a number. Whoever's in the lead, that number is on a graph, right? Imagine a graph. 1,000 or lower means that Donald Trump wins. Now, considering it's only 1 to 1,000, that means it's impossible to beat Donald Trump in the state of Alaska. But for this one, for example, 975 is the number to beat. So that means that if you get 975 or less, that means that Donald Trump would win Alaska. And if you got 976 to 1,000, that means that Kamala Harris would win those 25 numbers there. So we're going to go in poll closing time order, in that usual fashion, which is the time in which each state will close on election night. So finally getting into things now. To start off, we have the state of Vermont. Now, this is a safe Harris pickup, no contest in the state of Vermont. Now, also something of note, I only do the probabilities in 2.5% increments, so that's going to make things a bit more structured, I guess, but a bit less probabilistic. So it'll be a bit less fun, I guess. But also safe Harris pickups are going to be Indiana, Kentucky, and South Carolina. All of those are 100% chance of going to Donald Trump. So automatically to start 28-3. And I'm actually going to remove these extra colors. I don't need them, but I will be having two. One of them is going to be for all the states that they had a 100% chance of winning in, and the other one is going to be for states that they won drawing for. So the first contest state is going to be the state of Virginia. 975, the number to beat here for Donald Trump. 363, that means that it will go to Kamala Harris, which means that she has won the state of Virginia in a drawing. Then we have the state of Georgia. It's going to be the other one. Looking up here, Georgia is 575, the number to beat. 656 means that Kamala Harris will win the state of Georgia, as 656 is larger than 575. So next up is going to be the 7:30 p.m. poll closing time. That's going to be Ohio and North Carolina. Donald Trump does hold the advantage in both, North Carolina being 525 and Ohio being 975. So Ohio first, 975, that's 952, that is not enough to win. Donald Trump will win the state of Ohio. Next up we have the state of North Carolina, which is going to be 525, the number to beat here, and 647. So Kamala Harris has been performing very well so far. She managed to flip North Carolina and Georgia from the expected, but she is only leading by 3, so it's still not a huge win, but of course she does love the West Coast, which are all 100% chance states. So moving on to the 8 p.m. poll closing time, the 100% chance states are Maine's 1st Congressional District, Vermont, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Illinois for Kamala Harris. For Donald Trump, these are West Virginia, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Missouri, and Oklahoma. Florida is not 100% chance, but it is a very high chance, 87.5 to 12.5, and it's getting worse and worse for the Democrats by the day. 295, that means that Donald Trump will win the state of Florida with its quintessential 30 electoral votes. Now, moving back up over here, we're going to go to Maine's 2nd Congressional District. 875, the number to beat here. They do not pull it off, so Donald Trump ends up winning it, and Maine all is going to be 900, the number to beat here. 23, Kamala Harris will hold on to the Maine statewide contest. New Hampshire, 975, the number to beat here. 54, Kamala Harris will win in the state of New Hampshire. Pennsylvania, 525, the number to beat. 744, Kamala Harris does win the state of Pennsylvania. This is looking very good. She has won every single one of the swing states so far. She has taken the lead. And that is actually it for the 8 p.m. poll closing times, because there's a few counties here that haven't closed in Michigan, same in Kansas and Texas. But at 8:30 p.m. we just have Arkansas, which is safely for Donald Trump. Then at 9 p.m. we have the state of New York, which is safely for Kamala Harris. And then we have the state of Michigan, where it's actually the only swing state that I have Kamala Harris with a lead in. 57.5% chance, 575 the number to beat, 100 some. Next is going to be the state of Wisconsin. Donald Trump with a slight advantage, 525. 73, Donald Trump holds on to the state of Wisconsin. Minnesota is the next state. Here we have 975, the number to beat. 349, Kamala Harris wins. Iowa, I believe, is 950 is the number to beat here. 643, Donald Trump wins Iowa. And then, additionally, we have all of these states which are safe for Donald Trump. And then we have Colorado, I believe, is safe. Yes, I just moved that to absolute safe for Kamala Harris. However, New Mexico is 975, the number to beat here. 274, Kamala Harris wins. Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District, 900 is the number to beat here. 814. And Texas. Texas is currently at 900. 638, Donald Trump wins Texas. But Kamala Harris has already won the election at this point, so it doesn't really matter. Arizona is going to be next. Here, 575 is the number to beat here. Kamala Harris does not pull it off, so Donald Trump wins. Next is going to be the 10 p.m. poll closing time. Those are both safe, and then it's going to be Nevada, which is actually the other swing state. I wasn't thinking about it. 575 is the number to beat here. 597. So that means that actually Donald Trump flips the state of Nevada. And then we're looking at 11 p.m. Safe. There's no contest in the 11 p.m. poll closing time. Kamala Harris has won the election. And next is going to be the midnight poll closings. So there we have Hawaii and Alaska is going to be at 1 a.m. 975, the number to beat here. 42, not even close. So Donald Trump wins the state of Alaska. Okay, so there was the first run through. There's an interesting one, 292 to 246, an almost full swing state sweep. However, she interestingly only got one's east. She won all of the Eastern Time swing states. Next, we're going to do another one, and we'll see how things go with that one. We'll see how things vary. Of course, we have our safe states here for each candidate, and moving, let's see how Virginia does. It's probably not going to be much of a contest, and just to spice things up here, we're going to reload. And actually, I want to make things a bit more consistent. So what I'm actually going to have happen here is now we're just going to run a number. And if it's below the number for Kamala Harris, then she wins. If it is above that number, then she loses. So it's just based off of this one number, so you don't have to go figure out which one's higher first. So for Virginia, it's going to be 975. 975 is the number to beat. Sometimes it takes a little bit, I'm not really sure. 440. So 440, that means that Kamala Harris wins the state of Virginia. And next is going to be the state of Georgia. Georgia is going to be 425. So it has to be less than 425. It is not, which means that Donald Trump wins the state of Virginia. Looking good for him so far. Next is going to be the 7:30 p.m. poll closing times, starting with the state of Ohio. We have 25. It has to be less than 25. It is, in fact, not. Donald Trump wins. And moving into North Carolina, 475. 920, it is not. So that means that Donald Trump will win the state of North Carolina. So things are looking much better for Donald Trump now than they were last time. Next is going to be 8 o'clock p.m. The safe states are going to be Maine's 1st Congressional District, Connecticut, and all of the other ones that I stated previously. And, of course, the safe states for Donald Trump are the same as well. The only two states that have any contest, the only 5 states that have contest, Maine's 2nd Congressional District, 125 or less for Kamala Harris. That is close, but not it. Maine statewide contest, 900 or less. That goes for Kamala Harris. New Hampshire is going to be 975 or less. 819, that goes for Kamala Harris. Pennsylvania, the essential keystone state. If things go as planned and Donald Trump wins Florida, Texas, and Alaska, those are the only 3 states that he could potentially lose. And Iowa. If he wins all of those as he's expected to right now, and he wins Pennsylvania, then he wins the election with 270 electoral votes. So 475 or less for Kamala Harris to win. It's trying to keep us in suspense. 422, that means that Kamala Harris wins Pennsylvania, which means that she is still in the game. That does not mean that she wins. That means that she is still in the game. She has to pull off a Rust Belt sweep in order to win the election and not lose any of her other states, which include New Mexico, Minnesota. Those are the 2 states that she could still lose, as well as even Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District, because 270, even losing 1, would mean a game over. Well, a tie, which would mean that Donald Trump would win based on how our president is elected in the House committees. And it's going to be the state of Florida. For Florida here, we have 125. 214, Donald Trump wins the state of Florida. Next is going to be 8:30 p.m. Of course, we just have Arkansas, and then 9 p.m. we just have New York safe and Colorado safe for Kamala Harris, and then of course we have all of these safe states for Donald Trump. So that's of course an important boost to his campaign there. Michigan now 575 or less, so this is still a bit close. 471, she is still in, but she has to beat the odds in Wisconsin that are against her. 475. She doesn't make it. So now, if Donald Trump does win Arizona, if Kamala Harris wins Arizona, then she wins. So it is now down to Arizona, assuming that no weird states flip. Here, looking next is going to be Minnesota, 975. The number to be here, less than that. So yes, it is, which means that Kamala Harris wins. Minnesota. Iowa is going to be next. 50. Has to be 50. That she does not make it. Donald Trump wins the state of Iowa. Next is going to be Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District, 900. 900 or less it is, which means that Kamala Harris wins. Next is going to be the big state of Texas. If Kamala Harris can pull off the 100 or less, 980, not even close. So never mind that hypothetical. New Mexico. Now, if Trump can pull off an upset here, it would be as equally devastating. 975 is going to be the number here to beat if you're Donald Trump, because losing even the... I spoke it into existence. Donald Trump has won the state of New Mexico. The last time it went red was 2004. I have it margin-wise going blue by 8.5 points, so this would be an upset for sure on election night. Now Kamala Harris has to win Nevada as well as Arizona in order to win, because just based on her safe state, she only has 255, and now that does not get her 270. She would in fact need to win Nevada as well. So she will need to win both of them, and in Arizona, she is fighting relatively tough odds. It comes down to this. Will she get less than 425? She does not. Which means that Donald Trump has won the election here. Moving into 10 p.m., we have Montana and Utah getting Trump to 270 electoral votes, meaning that he has won the election by somehow flipping New Mexico. Next, going to be the state of Nevada here. The other two are no contest. Looking at Nevada, we have... Oh, I went past it. 575. So this one, it is in Kamala Harris's favor, but Donald Trump flips it anyway. So Donald Trump is on a roll on the western half of things. Yet again, it was an eastern split, except it was much more like this. Harris just did well in the very northeastern part of the country. But other than that, she lost every single swing state, minus Michigan and Pennsylvania. And New Hampshire, I guess, is a swingy state. But she then completely fell apart in the later part of the night. So next up, we're going to have Alaska. Now, this one is essentially safe for Donald Trump, 25 or less. This isn't going to even affect anything, and it's not. So Donald Trump wins the election, 283 to 255 here. So both of them had an interesting combination, but Donald Trump had the insane flip of New Mexico. That was a 1 in 40 chance right there of flipping New Mexico, and he managed to get it. But that's all I have for you today. Tomorrow, of course, I have my next comparison video where I'm comparing more predictors, and I'm going to be expanding how many I'm doing, which means that the video will definitely be longer. But I'll be a bit more concise, and I'll make sure to leave out, some of the critiques. I'll just be talking about them objectively. I'll be doing creators such as On Point Politics, Election Time, Let's Talk Elections, Red Eagle Politics, and more. So make sure to tune in for that tomorrow. And thank you all for watching, and have a fabulous rest of your day.